Azelda's Legacy. This is a place that we feel like the Lord has brought us home to finally, and we are just out here working. It's a good sunny summer afternoon for that. Charlie is working in the shop trying to organize, insulate, run some wiring, build some shelves. That's why he has the blue gloves on, is the insulation, the part I said first. So you saw his blue hand waving at you. And in the middle of that, he has done a little bit of prep work for me. This is a formerly 12-volt Coleman cooler, as is that one. We have one that still runs, but over our years of truck driving, we bought several, and you pretty much run them carefully and take good care of them, but run them till they quit on you, and then you buy parts, or as is the case with this one, when it quit, they said, oh, we can't send you parts for that one, we'll just send you a whole new cooler. That's the one that's still running. So, at any rate, this was a 4-inch hole. And at this point, you can see that's more like a 5-inch hole, and this one's more like a 6-inch hole. So what we're doing is we're trying to get cats moved outside, because currently our cats are living in kennels. We first started doing that to keep them safe from the coyotes, just putting them in at night. But then when we moved temporarily into Gravity, into town, it's a small town, but it does have its traffic, and it does have, you know, dogs, and we had neighbors. We didn't want the cats wandering and being pests to our neighbors, or getting killed by dogs or traffic or whatnot. So they've been in kennels the whole time, and now that we're out on the farm, we'd like to get them back out into being able to be farm cats, but we want someplace for them to be safe. So Charlie has built a kennel out back, a bigger kennel, like a dog run, that they'll be able to be in, but they need some places to sleep, and that dog run eventually will leave the gate open so they can come and go, but it'll be a safe place for them to get to that possums, coons, coyotes aren't going to be able to. Well, possums and coons could get in there, but won't be apt to. Coyotes won't be able to get into it because it's within the dog yard. Cats will be able to go over the fence, but the coyotes won't be able to actually keep up and get into that dog yard. So what we're going to do is put the bedding in here, and with this one we didn't talk about it ahead of time, and so we ended up cutting the door low. But if we put some kind of a little spacer right there that is high enough to keep the bedding from scooching out the door, then that should be fine. I've seen them where they've turned these upside down and actually put them on legs, using the ones that have cup holders to stick pieces of PVC pipe in and then flip them over and make legs. But Charlie and I thought that was a little inconvenient for being able to get in there and, you know, check bedding, you know, make sure that there's not anything getting too damp, or, you know, anything getting buggy in there. So we're going to keep ours right side up, and he's got a wooden shelf built on a metal framework that will keep him up off the ground, and then he'll put a roof over that. Now what I'm doing right now is, as you can see, that's a raw edge, and there's a gap there. So I'm going to go through that with caulking. I've done the first layer on this one already. One of the videos that I was watching said that the biggest failure on these is getting moisture in there. So we're going to seal that up really well with caulk, probably go over it with a layer of Gorilla Tape, and then they will have nice, safe places to sleep. I know there are other ways of doing it out there, but we already had the square hole, so just made the square hole bigger. And with that lid closed down, that'll be nice and snug from the wind and so forth. We probably will put some kind of an awning out here eventually, maybe some kind of a flap door that they can push through once they're very, very used to coming and going. That shouldn't bother them too much, and that will keep them snug and dry even into the winter. Obviously, if it gets bitter cold, we can bring them back into the kennels where we've currently got them, but we're hoping to be able to get them set up snug and safe for the winter. So that's my project for this afternoon, with some initial help from Charlie because he's got all the handy-dandy tools and has cut that out. And I don't think you can see him back there in the corner, but he's been making progress in there all day, so he's hardly come out at all. So, love and blessings from Azelda's Legacy.